What's going on, guys? It's DeLauer with SixPackAbs.com, your lead trainer, and today I want to spice up your dip life. What I mean by that is I want to give you a few different variations for dips. I'm all about time under tension and doing the most that we possibly can with a minimal amount of weight. So that means sometimes we have to get a little bit creative in order to tax the muscle the same way. Those of you that know me know that I'm the time under tension man, which means that I like workouts that focus on isolating a muscle for an extended period of time versus loading it up with tons and tons and tons of weight. That's exactly why in my science-based six-pack intermittent fasting program, I have my time under tension protocols, which are down below in the description. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you these different variations. The first one I'm gonna show you is a simple bench dip that you already know. Okay, this is gonna be where you have two benches and you just go ahead and put your feet up and you're just going through your traditional dip fashion, right? Okay, the important thing here is don't bring the hips forward. You wanna sink the hips back, put that nice and low. Really get that contraction. That's where the magic is. It's that time under tension, focusing the squeeze on the tricep, okay? Squeeze it, up and squeeze it. Okay, so now, this isn't really a super advanced variation. This is just to add more weight to this, but typically you don't see people doing it because it's kind of awkward to load up. So what you want to do when you add a plate to your lap to do this dip, there's sort of a strategy to it. You want to actually start by grabbing the weight first, putting it on your knee, putting one leg up, then get your hands positioned, then put the other leg up. It's going to make it a lot easier than having to kind of schlep it around and fling it on your lap. So now it's the same thing. Time under tension, really focus on that squeeze. Try not to round the head forward like I just did on that last rep. Boom. Now lean back, flip the weight up, and set off to the side like that. That way you're not doing any kind of craziness where you're wrenching your back and stuff like that. All right, so that's a basic variation. You probably already know that one. Now, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna slide this bench over so it's a little bit out of the way. Plyometrics. The triceps are a bigger muscle. They respond really, really well to plyometric movements. So what that means is focusing on the explosive aspect of the muscle. So the muscles have the ability to contract slowly, but they also have the ability to explode. And when we let them explode, we can really activate new fibers that we ordinarily wouldn't activate. So assume a normal bench dip position, come down and explode up. See, I'm barely even leaving the bench. All I'm doing is activating new nerves and new muscle fibers that are getting the tricep in an entirely different way. I feel that significantly higher because when I'm exploding out of the movement, I have no choice but to come lower and explode versus a tight controlled contraction. Now, this is one you don't need any equipment for. These are called jackknives. Okay, if you do a jackknife right, you really get a lot of focus on the tricep because you're shifting onto one arm. So what you're gonna do is stick your legs out just slightly bent and you're gonna pop yourself up like this, okay? Already in a dip position, okay? And what you wanna do is you wanna actually let your hands go down and you're gonna have your right leg up and your left leg, you're gonna have your right leg up and your left arm's gonna cross over. So it looks something like this. Cross over, step back. Cross over, step back. But then when you come down, come into a dip, okay? So I'm in a bottom, I'm in the dip, press up, cross over. Press up, cross over. You wanna know where the magic is actually happening? It's right here. Look at this tricep when I rotate. My left tricep, as I rotate my right arm over, gets all kinds of crazy twisting and different contraction. So what that's doing is it's activating the muscle in an entirely different way than you would through a traditional linear movement. You're actually working your body through a proper plane of motion that it normally wouldn't get. So as you get better at these, you speed it up, and it becomes a cardio movement, an ab movement, and a tricep movement. Those are called jackknives. There's all kinds of advanced variations you can do with them. Now, one more kind of dip is using a bench. You're gonna have this just above your knee, or sorry, using a bar, just above your knee. The cool thing about these are actually known as Korean dips. It's kind of weird. Normally they're done up on a high bar, like you hop up and you do your Korean dips, but you can do them modified with your feet on the ground. So normally people don't do these wide reverse grips like this. They would normally be activating by doing a traditional dip where they're holding a bar at their sides. But I like doing it like this because it works in some shoulder mobility. Just make sure you don't let yourself come too far out. When you do this, I want the butt to be sliding right past the bar. And you come down and press up. The trick is thrusting the hips forward so that you actually contract the tricep. You get a massive contraction of the tricep just like you were doing some kind of tricep kickback. You're not gonna get a better contraction of the tricep than you are with this. And if you really want an advanced variation, you can actually put a weight on your lap or put a kettlebell or a dumbbell in between your legs because it's gonna be hard to keep it there. But that really allows, it's this force here that gets the triceps. So boom. People might look at you a little bit funny, but I promise you it's a tremendous finisher. So even if you're working out in a gym and you actually are under traditional weighted load, this is a great way to finish them off. So anyway, there's a different little variety for you. Try these out. Blast your triceps with true body weight and time under tension. You don't need crazy amounts of weight. A plate, a couple of benches, a bar, all stuff you can have in your garage. All right, as always guys, make sure you're keeping it locked in here on SixPackAbs.com. See you in the next video.